This is TechCrunch.
In May, AI sales automation startup Clay said it was allowing most of its employees to sell some of their shares at a $1.5 billion valuation. Coming just months after its Series B, Clay's offer of liquidity was a rarity in a market where tender offers, as these types of secondary transactions are known, were still uncommon for relatively young companies. Since then, several other newer, fast-growing startups have allowed their staff to convert some of their stock into cash. Linear, a 6-year-old AI-powered Atlassian rival, completed a tender offer at the same valuation as the company's $1.25 billion Series C. More recently, the 3-year-old ElevenLabs authorized a $100 million secondary sale for staff at a valuation of $6.6 billion, double its previous value. And just last week, Clay, which has tripled its annual recurring revenue to $100 million in 1 year, decided it was again time for its employees to cash in on the company's fast growth. The 8-year-old startup announced that its staff can sell stock at a valuation of $5 billion, a more than 60% increase from its $3.1 billion valuation announced in August. These secondary sales at increasingly higher valuations for young, perhaps still unproven companies may initially appear to be a premature cash-out reminiscent of the 2021 bubble. The most infamous example of that time was Hopin, whose founder, Johnny Bufarhat, reportedly sold $195 million worth of his company's stock just 2 years before the company's assets were sold for a tiny fraction of its peak $7.7 billion valuation. But there is a critical distinction between the 2021 boom and today's market. During the ZERP era, a large portion of the secondary deals provided liquidity almost exclusively to founders of buzzy companies like Hopin. In contrast, the recent transactions from Clay, Linear, and ElevenLabs are structured as tender offers that also benefit employees. While investors these days largely frown upon the outsized founder payouts of the 2021 boom, the current shift toward employee-wide tender offers is viewed far more favorably. As companies stay private longer and talent competition intensifies, allowing employees to turn some of their paper gains into cash can be a powerful tool for recruiting, morale, and retention, he said. A little liquidity is healthy, and we've certainly seen that across the ecosystem. At the time of Clay's first tender offer, co-founder Kareem Amin told TechCrunch that the main reason for giving employees a chance to cash some of otherwise non-liquid stock was to ensure that the gains don't just accumulate to a few people. Some fast-growing AI startups are realizing that without offering early liquidity, they risk losing their best talent to public companies or more mature startups like OpenAI and SpaceX, which regularly offer tender sales. While it's hard not to see the positive aspects of allowing startup employees to reap cash rewards from their hard work, Ken Sawyer, co-founder and managing partner at secondary firm Saint Capital, pointed to unintended second-order effects of employee tenders. But it enables companies to stay private longer, reducing liquidity for venture investors, which is a challenge for LPs. In other words, relying on tenders as a long-term substitute for IPOs could create a vicious cycle for the venture ecosystem. If limited partners don't see cash returns, they will be more reluctant to back the very VC firms that invest in startups. Meta is testing a standalone Vibes app, the company confirmed to TechCrunch on Thursday. Launched last September, Vibes lets you create and share short-form AI-generated videos and access a dedicated feed that displays AI videos from others. Think TikTok or Instagram Reels, but every single video you come across is AI-generated. Until now, the feed has lived in the Meta AI app. By making Vibes available outside of the Meta AI app, the company is positioning it as a more direct competitor to Sora, OpenAI's AI-generated video and social app that launched shortly after Vibes. Meta said in a statement, "Following the strong early traction of Vibes within Meta AI, we are testing a standalone app to build on that momentum. We've seen that users are increasingly leaning into the format to create, discover, and share AI-generated video with friends. This standalone app provides a dedicated home for that experience, offering people a more focused and immersive environment. We will look to expand the app further based on what we learn from the community." The news was first reported by Platformer. Meta says it doesn't share specific numbers, but claims Vibes has performed well, with Meta AI usage continuing to grow steadily since its launch, which it believes signals demand for a standalone app. The tech giant also notes that while users engage with content in Meta AI, a standalone app allows for a more focused experience for creation and engagement. Vibes lets users generate a video from scratch or remix a video that they see on their feed. Before publishing, you can add new visuals, layer in music, and adjust styles. You can then post the video directly to the Vibes feed, DM it to others, or cross-post to Instagram and Facebook stories and Reels. Meta says collaboration and sharing are on the rise, with many Vibes videos being messaged to friends, which the company says mirrors how people use Reels. It's worth noting that Meta told TechCrunch last week that, in addition to testing new premium subscriptions across Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, it's going to explore subscriptions for AI features, including Vibes. Although Vibes has been free since its launch, Meta plans to offer freemium access to Vibes video creation, with the option to subscribe to unlock additional video creation opportunities each month. That's it from TechCrunch. For more stories like these, go to techcrunch.com.